I do have a little miss when I wind the car up. It sounds like she's missing a little bit, so I think what I'm probably going to do is pop the distributor cap off and just have a look down in there at the points and inside the distributor cap and the rotor button and all that fun stuff. Make sure everything's looking like it's in good order as far as all that goes. I don't think this car has the distributor on the front of the motor like a lot of the Fords did, which is kind of a shame because it certainly would make it a lot easier to be able to gaze down into it if it was, but I got a feeling this one's stuck way back on the back of the motor somewhere, so I'll still be able to gaze into it. It just won't be quite as easy. Alright, enough said. Well, I will say this, sometimes it turns out to be an easy fix. I always love it when it does. So I came around here and I was looking back at that distributor, which is, like I said, it's on the back of the motor way back here. And I wiggled this wire and then I wiggled this wire and it's like, oh, look at that. That is completely loose, less than finger tight. Well, that would cause it to kick out right there. Dang, I say. That's an easy fix too. I just almost fixed that with my Leatherman, but I'll get me a little bitty tiny wrench, screw that screw on there good and snug, and we'll take her for another ride. I bet that'll fix it, by golly. Alright, let's take her for another little spin and see what we think now. I bet that's going to make a huge difference. Love that. Well, after I tightened up that loose bolt on the, that loose nut on the coil, I jumped in it and it would not crank. It would not even hit a lick. And I went through all the spasms and you know, reactions that a man can have when something like that happens. I took another 6-volt coil and I hooked up to it and that didn't work. And I checked all the fire here and there and everywhere, and I did this and I did that, and I thought, well dang, I just don't know what's going on. And I just about ready to quit for a day, and I reached in and hit the switch one time and it fired. So I went back and tried to crank it and it didn't want to hit again. I put a little gas in there and oh, she fired right up, and now I'm driving it, she's running good. And now I'm worried because, you know, it didn't crank, and I'm wondering, how come it didn't crank? See, that's the thing about a car. If you got a car that you're about to, I got a belt that's been squeaking ever since I think I might have spilled some antifreeze on it. Anyway, if you got a car that you're worried it might not crank, you don't want to really set out on a 300-mile trip in it unless you know for sure. So now I'm not sure. I'm a little nervous. I'm considering calling a parts store. I bet they're closed today. And I bet they don't have a distributor cap and rotor button and coil and condenser and a set of plugs for a 1955 Ford 272 6-volt with reverse polarity. I'm just saying. So, I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll, you know, I don't know. That just makes me nervous. I'm feeling a bit nervous. I'm going to have to knock off work, though. My wife's daughter is going to massage school, and she needs some victims to massage on, and you know, it's a hard old life when you have to quit working on your Ford to go in the house and get a massage. It looks like that's what's going to have to happen here. So I'm going to park the Ford and go in and get cleaned up so I can get a massage. Dang, I know the rest of y'all are having a great deal of sympathy for me right now, but sometimes you just have to do what you have to do. Dang, I say, dang again. I think I'll take it around the block one more time. Ooh, listen to that bell. That don't sound good. Let me pull it in here. Alright, then I called the parts store. They got condenser, the rotor, the coil. It doesn't have a distributor cap, and I'm not sure if he's got the points or not, but I told him I'd come pick up what he's got in the morning and put them on here. Now see if that smooths it out. If it doesn't, the other thing that I think about that can sometimes happen is sometimes this ethanol gas will eat the rubber out of these old fuel pumps, and that could be a problem there. So I may just order me up a new fuel pump while I'm over there for it. But I'll rush over there in the morning as soon as they open, grab all the parts and throw them in here and see if I can get this thing smoothed out. If I can, we'll make the trip. If not, I don't want to launch out with it running bad, so let's see what happens. Anyway, it's time for my massage, so dang, I'll just have to quit now.